Hey everybody, this is Chris, and sorry, I was trying to look up if denoising is a word. Um, and that's because of some of the wording in this Hubsan documentation. One of the words they used was denoising. Their big word now is algorithm. You're going to find out throughout if you read all their specs and publications on this new Zino Mini 2 that algorithm is their big word, their new word. I always find it comical with the words they use and how they try to phrase things to sound like, ooh, wow. But in this video, we're going to go over everything that we did not know about the Zino Mini Pro. And now we do because it's on the Hubsan website and it's on the Banggood website. Neither have it available for sale. Hubsan has it listed as sold out. Banggood has it listed as at a price of $999.99 US dollars. I don't know why they do that, but that's not the price. They just put that in there when it's not available. And then once the release comes, you'll probably have a special entry price. So that's just how they do it. But anyhow, let's talk about everything we did not know from my last video. Now, as promised, I said I would stay on top of this, and when I have time, if it falls, I do work for a living. So if it falls on, when I have time off, then I will put these videos together and keep everybody updated, even though you probably already know. But if you haven't, watch my video at the end of this where I compare the Zino Mini Pro to the FIMI X8 Mini and the DJI Mini 2. I compare all specs of all three side by side, and that gives you a good balance of what has what and what to look for, what to stay away from, help you make a decision if you are just jumping into the mini market. So now let's go ahead and just talk about what we did not know that is confirmed now. And it's amazing because we already have this thing down at 249 grams, a sub 250 gram quad, and they're just adding more in their specs. Now, I'm going to continue to play the Hubsan cheerleader here, the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro cheerleader, and give them the benefit of the doubt that they're giving us what they say. But man, they're really throwing it all at us. Like, they're not. If this is their Pro version, what happens when they do their Pro Plus? I mean, that baby's gonna have everything. So we already know it has night mode, or we should assume that because this is something Hubsan does and has done in their past later Zino models, and they seem to do it fairly well, I guess. I don't do a lot of night, but this is what cracked me up, and why I was looking up the word denoising. Night mode, a deep algorithm of image denoising optimizes your low light shots. A deep algorithm of image denoising. That cracked me up. The first time I read it, I was like, denoising, and I was like, well, maybe that's a word. I'll look it up. Denoising is not a word. Denouncing is a word, but basically, it optimizes, it cleans up the shot. It takes the noise out of the video. So, is denoising a word in the video world? Maybe I'm missing something. So anyhow, that's nothing to get hung up on. Something new that we did not know about, and if you have DJI, you know about this feature, but Hubsan has introduced it to the Mini. Optic flow night light. That's pretty cool for you night flyers. So you have your apron down on the ground. It detects that it's dark out when you're landing, and this beam of light lights up so you can see your landing apron or wherever your safe zone is that you're going to land at. So that's actually pretty cool. So just like in the movies where you see the UFO with the beam of light, that's what like the Mavic does. So they're actually introducing this on the Zino Mini Pro. So that's pretty cool stuff. Then they have their new tracking mode. Now we already know Zino does a pretty good job at tracking. But now we have tracking with sensors. That's even better. That gives you a little more of what you can do with your tracking. But the tracking works with several features. So now we have this new, I don't know if this is AL tracking mode or AI tracking mode, but it's Zino Mini Pro applying our newest whatever tracking algorithms, ATVT 3.0, with a huge improvement in tracking latency and tracking accuracy, can locate the figure and the animals and moving vehicles easy and automatically. So there's that word algorithms again. But I suspect this part will definitely be something good because they do kind of have a decent lock on that. So now they're talking about the battery, accuracy, and safe. Okay, I'm cutting this part. I cut out that because I really got hung up on this battery. And I'm gonna edit this one in and we're gonna take two. So, accuracy and safe. They're talking about the battery here. Built-in intelligent battery management unit with capacity, accuracy, statistical, and on-off control algorithms ensures your flight is safe. You understand that? Basically, built-in intelligent battery management unit with capacity, accuracy, statistical, and on-off control algorithms ensures your flight is safe. Basically, they're saying it's an intelligent battery that self-balances, automatically puts itself into a storage mode. It has on-off control right on the battery. We're not going to put I'm going to try my best to say they've got their battery management down, that their battery science is okay, but just past experience with the Zinos, their battery management is terrible. And I blame a lot of this on the app. The way the app meter is reading the battery, all based on parameters and stuff they put into firmware, it's not accurate. It's way off. And you'll notice in the Zinos, those of you who have them know that when you're flying your Zino, you'll get down to about 50% and all of a sudden, way on down to 15%. You got to get that thing on the ground. But it really has probably about 40% on the battery. So there is nothing accurate about their batteries to date. Let's hope they nailed it on this one. So, and then in the bottom, they're just saying, that they have the 40-minute flight time. They do state 37-minute hovering time, which is your more accurate way of telling what the flight time is. Okay, that's much shorter than how I originally did it. On to the next one. 6-time hybrid zoom, that we did not know about. I don't think that was mentioned before. And then this is the big, this is a big deal right here. I need to take a drink. Built-in eMMC. Now, I don't know what the E stands for. I don't know, but MMC is multimedia card. It's a built-in multimedia card. Basically, you have a built-in on your main board. Basically, you have a built-in SD card. It would be a little bigger than that, but 64 to 128 gig. I guess it's dependent on how you have it set up within the app as to how much maximum storage that will hold. So it says 64 gig to /128 gig, and they're selling this off to you as enable you to share your video to media easily. And the reason I wanted to make sure I read that part is because that's another area Hubsan's had a problem with, and that's sharing directly from your quad, from your device, sharing your media. That's been a problem off and on. So now we'll go right down to the spec sheets, and we'll just hit the important stuff here because I don't want to drag this out and make this a long video for you guys and be bored. And this is just to hit mainly the points that we didn't know about or to confirm things. So the color's gray. Takeoff weight, 249 grams. They've nailed it. They said it's 249. So that's confirmed. Maximum horizontal speed is 10 meters a second in normal mode and 16 meters a second in sport mode. Does not say what horizontal speed is in film mode. Maximum anti-wind capacity rating is a grade 5. That's 8.5 to 10.5 meters a second. And duration of flight we've already talked about. They go to give us the actual motor and ESC information, which normally they don't do. I don't recall them ever doing this, and people will ask it what motors are in the Zino Pro or so forth. So it's brushless motor 1503 kV 2820. So the ESCs are digital ESC brushless 20 amp times 4. So you have 4 ESCs, just like you have 4 motors. 20 amp is it's a rating. It's burst rate is I think what they call it. But so it's your maximum burst rate rating, 20 amp. It's not a constant flow of 20 amps to a ESC. You probably don't really care, but just so you know. That's what that rating is. And I might be wrong, I don't know. But category for the battery, this is important. This is what I was hoping for. I'm sure everybody else was hoping for, but we have a lithium ion battery, 2400 milliamp hour, nominal voltage 3.6 per cell. That's 2 cells, 7.2 volts. Your charging voltage limitation maximum 8.4 volts, and discharge limitation is a nice low 8C. And here's the big one I wanted to say is the weight of the battery. The battery weight is 101.84 grams. That puts this Mini at 147.16 grams. Remember everything that it's packed with. Okay, we've got our big sensor. We have all our obstacle avoidance, 3-direction. We have our little spaceship spotlight. All the bells and whistles. And this sucker is 147.16 grams. I can't wait to see this. Oh, and it has auto discharge protection, which I think I mentioned when we were talking about battery stuff. That it puts it into a storage mode. How long, if you can make that setting or what, I don't know. Video resolution, this is something that we weren't 100% sure of because it didn't break it down like it does now, but 4K is 30 frames per second. 2.7K is 30 to 60 frames per second. And then your regular HD 1080 is 30 to 60 frames per second. And you can see the camera information there. Support memory card type is a built-in eMMC. We discussed that. And then firmware upgrade is through the app, which we can expect that to be the case, but if you own a Zino 2, you understand the fear there. So hopefully we get this, and that first update isn't a temporarily brick status. Effective range for FCC is 10 kilometers, and for CE, for those of you in areas where you are a CE type, it's 6 kilometers. Still good. So I definitely wouldn't complain about that. And then it gives bit rate and all that. You can look at all that yourself. And then your rotation for the gimbal. Your gimbal is negative 120 degrees to plus 45 degrees. That's one nice little fact to know. And then several things to go over right here. Altitude hold is through your TOF sensor and barometer. And then fixed point function is your vision, optic flow, and GPS. So take all those things right there, your TOF sensor, your barometer, vision, optical flow, and GPS lock. This sucker should just be locked like you are used to seeing with DJI. You have it at a hover, it should not be doing any of this stuff. It shouldn't be going up and down. It shouldn't be doing any of that. It should be locked. It should be very steady with minimal movement. So that's that. Unlock/lock. Outer 8 unlock/lock. I really don't know what that means, guys. This is, I don't know. I think this is new to me. If you know, let me know. I just don't remember ever seeing anything that said outer 8 unlock/lock. I have no idea what that is. One-click takeoff landing. This is important. It's only on the app. It's not on the controller. The remote control does not support an auto takeoff or landing. So we can probably expect a very basic remote, but I think it does say that the remote has the LED display and everything. So you know what type of telemetry and stuff we have there. We've yet to see the remote, so I don't know. I guess whenever they start showing the remote, that will be one of the next videos. But you don't have the one-click takeoff and landing on the remote, only on the app, which your phone is connected to it, obviously, and you just tap it, which I prefer anyhow. It's got headless mode. It's got out of control protection. Low battery return, home recognition, and it's got, they're saying search for drone apron, so accuracy landing. We know some really get excited over that. Vision tracking, third generation tracking technology. That's the ATVT 3.0. Waypoint flight. It supports flying around. It supports flying around. I think they mean like an orbit. That's what it really says. Flying around. It supports it. Ray flight. It supports it. Time-lapse photography, to be determined. So we don't know if we'll have time-lapse. That means they're trying to still figure that one out, I guess. Motor stall protection support. And, I mean, it supports that, your motor stall protection. So basically, if you crash and your props are smacking up against a branch, your ESCs will shut down, and that will save your ESCs. Your motors keep on turning and turning. What you do notice, like with the DJIs, I've been seeing people's crash videos, and those props are just a humming. That's hell on an ESC, and you know, a bad ESC blowing out can also take out the motor along with it. It's not good for either party, the motor or the ESC. And then firmware upgrade, app online upgrade, as I said. That terrifies me, so we'll find out. Perception. I think they mean depth perception of the sensors, because it says perception, forward, backward, and downward. So we're going to take that as the perception of the sensor accuracy, and it's basically showing forward 12 meters, backward 12 meters. There is fluctuation there that they're showing as well. And then downward is 5 meters. Effective range 0.3 meters to 5 meters. So yeah, 5 meters. And they do show that there is a fluctuation, give or take. So I'm very interested to see how these obstacle avoidance sensors work with this, because this is brand new to Hubsan. The remote control, what they tell us about that is the color is Gary. The quad color is gray, but the color of the controller is Gary. It's what it says, guys. I'm just telling you what it says. Display, highlighted LED display. We don't know how much that's going to show us. We don't even know what this baby looks like. Built-in battery, 3,350 milliamp hour, and it's got the buzzer. Support mobile system, Android and iOS. Continuous working time, and it tells you about 2.5 hours you can use that controller. And then supporting interface type. Lighting, I think they meant lightning, like lightning cable, micro USB, USB to a USB, and USB-C. So that's what it supports. And then the app will be on the existing X Hubsan 2 app. And then mobile device requirements, iOS 10.0 or higher. Requirements for Android are 6.0 or higher. That's important to know as well, guys. Some people that have very old devices and maybe your device won't update that high, then that's all important information to you. So here we are 30 minutes later. I'm sorry that took much longer than I expected, but it's all new information for the most part. Some of it was a little bit comical, but just keeping you guys up to date. And thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you on the next update. And I do have a FIMI update for the FIMI X8 Mini. I have a video coming up on that, so stay tuned for that. And that's about it. So thanks again for watching. Thumbs up on your way out. New to my channel, hit that subscribe, and as always, hit the bell, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace and love.